I don't know if this will work, but I'll try it. I have been immobilized for about 3 weeks. No, more than that, longer than that, maybe 2 months, 3 months, because I've had an injury to my ligaments, torn ligaments, and it's been going on for about a year, on and off, and it's just not getting better, it's getting worse, and I've had an MRI and stuff like that. So I saw a physio a few weeks ago, and he suggested immobilizing it in a boot. That's the boot. So here's the boot. Look at this monstrosity of a thing. Look at it. It's huge. It's like Frankenstein. Another week to go. So I've been doing it for 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks, and I'll do another few days, and then it's rehab again. It may not work, but I have to try, because I am normally so active. You know, I love going to the gym, doing yoga, dancing, and I've not been able to do any of these things, and it's really, really challenging for me. I'm spending all the time on my own. I'm really on my own, and I feel quite isolated, actually. It just kind of shows how little support I have here. And when push comes to shove, there isn't any support. I could ring people up and stuff, but I guess I find that quite challenging to do, so I don't. Yeah, so there are so many people in this position, and especially as we get older, more ailments will come to the fore. You know, there's going to be more isolation for many people as well. And for me, the really good thing about this is that I've started going back to 12-step meetings. Like, I used to go to Coda and Al-Anon, and now you can do it all online, and so I've been doing a lot of those, and they've been helping me so much. But I do love the steps. I think they're amazing, and they really do work, and I'm trying to work them again in a way that resonates with me, very solution orientated, and so that's a really positive for this. I've spent a lot of my life on my own, an awful lot of my life being isolated, choosing to be isolated probably. I don't really want to do it much more. I want to find more of a connection in life, a connection with myself, a connection to a higher power, open intelligence, love, nature, God, whatever you want to call it. And I feel as things, you know, as I get older and the body starts to fall apart, and people die, more and more of your friends die, you might get sick, you may have an accident, whatever it is, whether you're young or old. I'm seeing that the most important thing is the stability within myself, this strong, stable base that doesn't kind of waver about, and that whatever the circumstances outside of myself, this stable base is just solid, and I can cope with everything around me. But I can't do it on my own. I need the support, so I have to find a way that it resonates with me. But I really have empathy so much for people that have lost their ability to move around. Such a simple thing that I took for granted, and now when it is a huge kind of grief to not be able to do the things that I love and that bring me joy. And I know for me it may be temporary, it may not be, but for people that it's permanent, or they've had an accident, a car accident, or they've had amputations, or they've had a stroke, or whatever reason, and that this using the body in the way you want to use it has been snatched away from you. There's such a grief to that. There's such a grief and sadness and loneliness and a huge adjustment. And I don't know with me if it is that, but I really feel it for other people, how it is now, because I've experienced it, I know it. And yeah, so I didn't want to come on and share today, but I think, you know, when we go on social media, it's all, so much of it is all hyped up and perfect and inspirational and motivational and comparisons, and what I love more and more is the kind of the realness and the rawness of the human condition as it is, this human condition that we all experience these things, whether we're the richest person in the world, or whether we're the most famous, or whether we're whatever. We all feel very similar things, maybe in different circumstances, but we all feel it. I just wanted to share it because for me, showing up and sharing is really healing for me, and to be open, to be vulnerable is so healing. And there are many people in the world that are not supported. They don't have support at all, and we can manage, but I do want support. I need support, and especially now working the steps, I'm going to find somebody to help me with that, because I want to go through them again. It's just, that's all I wanted to share really, and yeah, it's a day of kind of melancholy and some sadness and grief, and that's okay. That is so okay. It's real. It's so real, and I don't want to mask, you know, things anymore. I don't want to pretend that it's, you know, whatever. I just want to be real and find a solution, and my solution was to come on and show up and share, and it might be helpful for others, and it's certainly helpful for me, and that's it really. I hope to come on again quite soon. I'm starting up the channel again, but I think for me it's a different focus. It's something that, yeah, it's more about being really vulnerable and just sharing what's happening in my life, and how I'm dealing with it, and the shifts I'm having, and the stability that's growing within me, the strength and the courage that grows, and you know, like, we all face these things in some way. We all face them, but we go through horrendous things, but it's kind of how certainly I'm looking at how I'm dealing with stuff right now, and I think I'm doing very well, very, very well. And I'll stop there, and yeah, thank you for listening.